Well, Pens fans, big deal. Jack Johnson has been bought out. What a day to be alive. Yeah. So obviously this means that signing was terrible. Not that that is news to anyone, but I think we can really see that was a real stumbling block and probably stopped the window of the Pittsburgh Penguins winning another cup, if that was even possible. And, oh boy, he's gone. So the buyout penalty for this year is $1.166 million, so $1.1 million. And then it goes on to 2025-26, where it comes down to $916,000. So and there's 1 year that it's almost $2 million in there, and that's 3 years. So that's future problems. Also, the cap might be going up then if fans can go back to arenas and things to go back to normal. That might be the first season that the cup goes up. But oh boy, is this not crazy? I didn't think that this day would happen. As a Penguins fan, I know I make videos about every team on this channel, and a lot of that's analytical. When I make videos about Penguins, I'm kind of just a fan that geeks out over this team, and I didn't think this was going to happen. I was kind of preparing myself for another season of Jack Johnson, and that's not happening. And this makes the Matheson trade very palatable for me. And that's what I said in the video. If that means Jack Johnson's gone because we got Matheson, I'm happy with that. Like I'm perfectly content with Matheson over Jack Johnson any day. He was terrible. Just terrible. And it's nothing against the guy. I don't want any comments about like he's a good guy. He was terrible on the ice. Just a turnover machine. He didn't play the way the Penguins play. It just made no sense to sign him in the first place. I didn't mind. Like, if they signed him for 1 year, I wouldn't have cared. But just the deal that he was on just made no sense at all. So, yeah. Sucks for him. I don't even know if he'll get another deal in the NHL. I mean, he might at a very, very short rate. But there's no way he's getting the money that he got in the original deal. This now does give the Penguins $4.7 million in cap space. They also have an okay defense. Letang, Matheson, Dumoulin, Patterson, Ricola, and Marino are your mainstays. With still Matt Murray to trade if they do go down that route. They don't have very many deals to sign except for Sam Lafferty. That's someone that they need to get sorted, but otherwise they don't have very much to sign. So you look at the goalies out there and you look at what teams need a goalie, and a few people have speculated lately that Duncan Keith might be a good fit for here with a team that is clearly, salary-wise, has been told to just put it down a little bit. Just a little bit. From the 81. I don't think it's crazy stuff. I just think they might have an internal cap of about 77, 78 or something on those lines, just to make sure that the future of this team is fine. And I fully respect that. Yeah, it's crazy, unprecedented times, as everyone always says in every ad. But yeah, I wonder if Duncan Keith is something that this team can look at, seeing that they don't have a goalie and we have Matt Murray. Now, I'm not saying that that's a straight swap, just because I think that contract with Duncan Keith is not going to be fun for those especially that last year. But that is something to look at, just because his salary compared to his cap hit is monumentally different. So that would fit what this team's trying to do. In the short term, I'm not saying it's a great fix. I'm not even saying I would do it, but just maybe look out for it, because they don't have a goalie sign right now. And unless they want to throw a bunch of money at someone in free agency, that might be something to look at. Plus, the Penguins and the Blackhawks have been trade partners before, with a few deals. Olli Mata comes to mind as well. So yeah. But yes, it's jeez, I'm losing my voice. But yeah, this is legitimately crazy. I never thought this day would come. I never thought that they would move on from this, especially with the way that the coaches, clearly from the GM down, everyone had to say how good Jack Johnson was publicly. Internally, might have been a completely different thing. I don't think it's head in the sand internally, but externally to reporters and everything like that, it was, he's great, he offers so many things. It wasn't even a few weeks ago we were hearing this stuff from the new assistant coaches. So clearly it was lip service, because you don't say all that about a player and then buy him out, unless it's complete BS, which we all knew as fans it was. When the deal was signed, we were complaining So yeah, sucks for him on a personal level. Again, I hate this whole like, oh, he's a good guy. It has nothing to do with that. Sometimes it is what you do on the ice. I get keeping locker room guys if it's, you're paying $1 million extra and it really helps the locker room. I can see how that makes sense, but this just made no sense from the get-go, and it's finally time to get out from under it. And I honestly think this team will be much, much better for it. I just think they need a speedy defender. Obviously, Duncan Keith does not give you that. So yeah, I wouldn't mind just a little bit more speed on that back end around that, the third, fourth defensive slot. I just think that would be really helpful. But yeah, I'm super excited what happens next. I think the Penguins are well and truly not done. There's a lot to happen, so it's really hard to analyze this team because you have no idea what Rutherford's going to do. Like I said, I did not think this day would ever come. Maybe in the last year of the deal. I really didn't think it was this or the next year. I really thought that it was like, oh, well, that's just the way it is. But yeah. Anyway, guys, if you did like this video, hit the like button. If you've made it all this way and you have not subscribed, please do so. We're on 216 now, so we're really growing. It's super exciting, so be a part of it. We do videos on pretty much everything. Any news that comes out, obviously Penguin-centric sometimes, just because I am a fan of the Pens. A lot of jersey news, a lot of player news, just really anything going. But right now, obviously, everything's just chaos because there's so much news coming out. So yeah, anyway, thank you so much for watching. Comment down below, are you happy about the Jack Johnson deal? Where do you think the Penguins will go from this? That Duncan Keith thing is just starting to really get... I think it started on the Steve Dangle podcast. I don't listen to it because... obviously, I do post-Penguin game reviews like he does, and so I try not to listen to anything that he's done because I don't want to sound anything like him, even though he's, immensely talented. I mean, I have 216 subs, he's like 100,000, so yeah, that should give you an indication of where he's at. But yeah, I think it started there, but yeah, I was just having a look on the forums and stuff like that, and you're like, oh, it's not a terrible idea. I mean, it's terrible down the long run, but I get how you follow the breadcrumbs to that conclusion, and it's a good conclusion. But yes, anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Have a great day. See you. Bye.